So I was just reading an article about pornography, and it's written in a feminist viewpoint. Talk about how pornography pornography exploit women and men. Typical stuff. Typical things we heard from feminists before. Usually, I just you know don't really agree with those stuff 100%. I'm like, okay, whatever. People want to you know do porn, do whatever they want on the internet, whatever. I don't give a shit. I mean, I watch porn, I admit, and I don't think there's anything wrong with porn. Um, I don't entirely agree that they exploit women, because I think there are a few women who really, really want to do it out of their own will, and but then again, maybe it's just there are abusive women out there, you know, abused women that enjoy abusing themselves because of what happened to them in the past, and the pornography producer just exploit that um, vulnerability, that abuse nature of the woman. It's like if someone wants to commit suicide, they really want to commit suicide, but the person who encouraged them, we should not really, or the person who helped the other person to commit suicide, we shouldn't allow them to do that, even though the person who want to commit suicide really want to kill themselves. But one thing I noticed from the article that made me think is how pornography reproduces certain stereotype. It talk about how pornography is always like male thrusting the penis, into a hole or whatever. It reproduces the fact that we live in a society where men have to be the one that always thrusting, and women are the passive one that always receive. And if you're a sexy female, you gotta have really big breasts and a really tidy, neat vagina. And you talk about labia reduction, and how, you know, pornography, all the women look like the same, and it's just a manufactured body that, reproduce the stereotype, the status quo. And in that way, it is repressive. It talk about how, not just for women, but also for men, how, you know, men, when they first encounter sex, the first time they see um, Playboy or whatever, or first time they go on the internet and look at porn, because there's so many of them, that um, they learn what it is that they enjoy. I'm not saying that men who watch porn or get off on them are not enjoying porn. I'm just saying that they learn to enjoy that specific thing that they're socialized to get off on. If no porn exists, if porn are not unsuccessful, maybe there'll be more diversity in how men and women, or men and men, or women interact with each other, their body. They could explore more, and they could be themselves and try to discover what it is that they really like, instead of doing what the porn stars do in their movies, and doing everything that reproduce the traditional stereotype. And in that way, it is repressive. I think that is repressive, because it's boring. Once you know once you look at porn and you look at them over and over again, it starts looking the same. It's just about women being whores, and you know, and it get boring. And so maybe porn is that.